Vert was still on the ground overlooking the battle taking place between his twin brother Crash and the devil of Dimension 8, Saber. Vert was still trying to wrap his mind around the fact that Crash was able to use the abilities of all three angel orders. Higher order angels like Vert are referred to as the Solar, or Warriors. The higher order angels have augmented strength and can create perfect angel weapons using spiritual energy. Middle order angels, referred to as the Lunar, or Defenders, can create energy shields using spiritual energy and sense or detect danger. Lower order angels like Crash can heal others using spiritual energy and can sense the feelings of others using their natural empathic abilities. The battle up ahead was fierce. As Saber and Crash clashed, the force of their blows began to destroy the earth around them. Saber's demon army that were close to the impacts were being wiped out. Crash created two holy daggers, spiritual weapons crafted using spiritual energy, and flew towards Saber. Saber closed his wings around himself, mid-air, and began his descent. Crash flew in closer and attacked with both of his holy daggers. At the point of impact, Saber opened up his wings, forcing Crash's arms upward, leaving his chest wide open and exposed. Saber channeled demonic energy into his hands and blasted Crash out of the sky. Crash's body collided with the ground as Saber gently hovered and landed. Vert got off the ground and ran towards his brother with blood still dripping down the left side of his face. Pathetic angels. You are nothing.
Saber, I promise you, until my last breath.
Saber quickly flew towards Vert and wrapped his hands around Vert's throat. I'm sorry, you were saying? Until your last breath, was it? Let's make that a reality. As Vert was nearing his last breath, Saber sensed a massive energy behind him. As he turned his head around, his face met with Crash's fist. Saber was propelled into the side of the natural rocky barrier. Crash began channeling spiritual energy inside of himself. His body began to change. His muscles began growing. Golden beads began forming over his forehead. Angelic markings began forming underneath his eyes towards his jaw. As Crash began screaming and channeling more spiritual energy, his hair began to rise and shift from his natural red hair to blonde.
You look like the legendary Holy Angel.
Saber! This ends right now!
I am the hero, strong and true, with power in all I do. A force that rises, never fades, in the light and through the shades. Hero's power, hear my call, standing tall, I'll never fall. With every step I feel the fire, rising up I'll climb higher.
Before Saber could get out of the rock wall, Crash flew in at incredible speeds and began striking him with a barrage of punches that sent Saber further into the wall until he exited out of the other side. Saber tried countering with his demonic energy, but Crash charged spiritual energy into an even stronger beam of light. Saber was blasted across the rocky terrain by Crash's energy. After a moment, Crash landed on the ground and closed his eyes, trying to sense Saber's energy. Vert flew in and landed next to Crash.
Crash, is that really you?
Who else would I be?
I don't know, the legendary Holy Angel for starters.
You mean the stories Dad used to tell us when we were younger?
Yeah, I mean, look at you. You've got blonde hair and everything.
Blonde? I hope this isn't permanent. Sounds of trumpets, drums, and screams began to fill in the space of the canyon Crash and Vert were standing in. Saber's demon army began marching in towards the angels.
You would think with the boss gone, they would just give up.
Well, now that you mention it. The ground began to shake underneath the angels' feet. Lightning began to fill the sky and strike down near a pile of rubble. From the debris, Saber began to rise. That's all you got? I heard you called this transformation Holy Angel? Your power is weak compared to a devil.
That's rich coming from you, Saber. Your body's all bruised and battered.
Oh, is it now? The thunder continued to rumble in the sky. Let me show you my true power. Lightning struck Saber, and he began to glow. His purple skin began glowing a golden hue. His horns sunk into his head, forming a purple gem. His body began to bulk up further, and his power level increased. Vert, my danger sense is going off. Oh, rats. Saber, taking on his new golden form, manipulated his demonic aura to create a powerful sphere of destruction. He aimed it towards the angels and released the power stored within. Crash channeled spiritual energy into both of his hands and unleashed the power as a single energy wave. The two clashing energies met, but the demonic energy was all too powerful. Crash grabbed hold of his brother and created an energy shield. The shield wasn't strong enough to hold off Saber's energy. The two angels took massive damage. Saber walked up to the two bodies on the ground and laughed. These two will make great pets. Take them to my dungeon. I have great plans for these two. Well guys, I know it's a bit of a shorter episode, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please show this video some love by leaving a like and commenting your suggestions for other transformations in anime that you think I can incorporate within this series. Thanks again for all those that submitted their Chimera drawings on time for the community redraw. After giving it a lot of thought, that redraw video will come out on April 10th. I'm excited for everyone to see that episode and to see how those chimeras will play a role in my world building series. As always, I'm Drawing with Mr. S, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Y'all take care of yourselves. Have a good one. Bye-bye.